Fedora 36 has just released, and let's take a look at it. Let's do install to get you the install. So first thing you do is download the workstation ISO. Let's say you're doing server, which we're not going to cover that. Then once you've downloaded it, I'm going to demonstrate a virtual machine. Create a new virtual machine. Let's call it Fedora 36. Next. Got plenty of RAM to give it, but let's do 496, which is 4 gigabytes. Create a virtual hard disk now. Fix size. Let's do 20. And let's see. Let's put the optical drive first, so I'll boot in that immediately. Let's give it 4 cores. Then more video RAM. There, that should be good. Oh yeah. Start the virtual machine. There we go. Alright, so we have brand new wallpaper, which is really nice looking. And let's do install. Let's see, we're going to do English. Let's see. Alright, so installation destination here. Add a disk. On this, right? Oh, you can do encrypt data. Custom. Let's not do that. Let's go put everything on there. That's fine. Done. There we go. Let's begin the installation, and then it's going with Btrfs. That's something interesting. You don't see every day. Now I'm going to pause the video until it's done installing. All the installation's finished, and I'll hit finish installation. And should reboot. Alrighty, let's just get a restart. Hold on. There we go. I just realized I configured the drives on the virtual machine incorrectly, but now it should be working. So looks like there we go. You get since Fedora uses the GNOME desktop environment, it'll be GNOME 42. GNOME 40 has a setup, so I'll be asking, do you want some location services? You know what? I don't mind helping Fedora out. And this is something that is really nice is, say you use like NVIDIA or whatever, you're going to need third-party repositories as well as other stuff, so why not? So this is great having it immediately on the start. There we go. And then getting online accounts if you really want to. And then, oh yeah, you have to go through the setup, so a Minux, and then next, password, very strong, complicated password. Very secure. There we go. Start using Fedora Linux. Sure, let's take the tour for GNOME 42. Got all the key features and press super key for overview. Just type the search, which is one of the things that people bash GNOME about is not having an app launcher, but it's like, just search. Like, why are you hunting and pecking through a app list when you could just search for it? At Workspaces, you have good old Workspaces. Up and down. Well, unfortunately, I don't have a trackpad to test this with, so can't do anything there. Left, right, Workspaces, but it did do this, then it would. Oh, not sure what that keyboard command is. There we go. GNOME 42. As I mentioned before, if you're in an NVIDIA system, it now uses the NVIDIA proprietary drivers by default, if it's possible. You also have. Here, I'm just clicking on things. Go to settings. Now there's a global dark theme that works across all apps. So let's go check that out. Appearance. Change the wallpapers. Some of these look really impressive. This one. Also, I'm someone who just loves these weird dock pictures for some reason. Go with dark mode. Just looks like it adds vignette on it. Is this darker? This is this. Maybe it changes on what time of day it is, but it's kind of interesting. Everything should have dark mode, so let's see what apps they have. Like, what other apps would do? Like text editor, which is not that bad of a gradient. Am I matching it? Yes. So that was that. Apparently a new screenshot utility. So do there, print screen. You have this nice tool. You can select the whole screen or a window if there's a window, but you can also record, do a screencast. You can show or hide the pointer. Looks very nice. I wonder if it works with by pausing, like taking a snapshot of the screen, and then it allows you to edit that rather than the screen constantly updating. Let's give that a try. Firefox. And also Firefox is updated to the 100th release, and even this still retains the dark mode theme. So let's try that print tool now. It does take a snapshot of the screen, unlike that. That's very useful. Now I want to talk about some things you should do when you start installing, when you install Fedora 36. First thing would be to go to look for Gnome Extensions on extension.gnome.org. Now, you want to add this GNOME Shell extension integration because it'll allow us to go and grab extensions, which first we'll need to get see if it's not installed. So let's use the Software Center and let's do manage GNOME extensions. There we go. It's been added. It should have added the where is it? the Fusion repository if it did not. New repositories. Oh, it did add them. Okay. Yes. It's like there are system updates, but I think we should be fine to skip them for now. So some extension I would recommend would be GS Connect. It's basically KDE Connect, but for GNOME. So you just download the GS Connect app and on your phone, and then or KDE Connect app on your phone, and use that. But let's see, extensions that I recommend for usability would be the Clipboard Indicator, Espresso, Google Drives, share improvements. Clipboard Indicator, basically, let's enable it, allows you to see what your clipboard is easily. So if you need to access a certain thing in your clipboard, you have it right there. Espresso allows you to control suspend and whatnot, so it's really good for laptops. Removable drive menu, also good if you're doing gaming, and sometimes controllers aren't always recognized as input devices and it sleeps. Removable drive menu sort of does what it is if you have a USB stick or CD, you can hit eject and it'll eject it for you. And then just improvements. This is really good if you have a laptop trackpad, but since I don't, it's not that useful. But if you do have a laptop, get it. I won't install it. Launch the instance. This is useful. Is say when you go to here and click this, what it does is it just does that, and that's a muscle memory. And I find that jarring. Like, yes, I know this window's here. I want to open a new window. This just makes it much easier. Now if I go, now it opens a new window whenever I search for it. Just perfection. This is good for really subtle tweaks. Like I don't, when using GNOME, don't use all of it. Simply because there's just so much to configure. There's only a few things like that tweak. Then full screen on new workspace. This extension, I swear, is a must need because it takes a macOS feature when you make a window full screen. So when you do something like this, there weren't any nice animations, probably because of virtual machine, but it will put it on a new workspace. Actually, and that makes manipulating on a laptop so much easier to use because you can use the three-finger swipe to left and right to change different views, and allows you to really get work done, because sometimes tiling windows is not good enough, but having multiple desktops is excellent. Now, some other extensions I like that you don't need to do are, I like more for our aesthetic, these are blur my shell. Okay, apparently I didn't do this, but this is more of an optional extension you can add. It adds tray icons back to the top bar in case you need them. I do know that if you use Dropbox, you will need it, as well as if you use pCloud, you will need it. So I'm gonna get it just because it's very useful. This is a more for if you. I really like it because it has aesthetic appearance to the shell that is just like a, why isn't this baked in by default? Then FlyPy is really nice on a desktop machine. It's not the most incredibly useful thing on a laptop, but when using a mouse, you can do all sorts of crazy things. And honestly, I wish DWM could do something like that. There's NumPy, but it doesn't work very well since this is the sequel to it. And so, can someone figure out how to run GNOME extensions on not GNOME? Like, please, that would be amazing. But that's not installed. So it would be easier to see all of these blur and whatnot. I know you kind of, it did apply already, but go to extensions, and let's do settings as well, change back to the light theme. Since it's much easier to see here on the light theme. But you can configure them however you like. So window, new workspace. So if I full screen this, it should put on a new workspace. That doesn't seem to work well. There we go. So we can easily go to, what is that hotkey? Oh yeah, technically just go, what is, apparently it's super page up and super page down for the hotkeys, so, let's see, that, change, which one, I think, imagine that end, and these are end and home goes between the very first and last. Interesting. So yeah, that would be it. I'll probably do a video exclusively on FlyPy because it is just super cool. I'll turn that off and install it when I do the video. But that was an overview of Fedora 36 as well as some recommended extensions that I believe everyone should be using for using Fedora on their machine. Install on your laptop, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really enjoy the content, ring the bell, and hopefully the algorithm will continue recommending me. Have a good nice day. Minux out.